Yesterday, we talked about how being you is not about performing, it's about being real, about not needing the whole world to see you, just to help that one person. And here's what most people do next: they feel seen for that moment. And then unfortunately, they go quiet again. Not because you don't care, I know you do, but because you're waiting to feel more ready, to have some kind of magical signal that tells you go. And the waiting is the thing that's keeping your voice from working. Let's look at that. Let's talk a little bit about it. And let's see if we can help you out with it just a little bit today. Hi, my name is Steve Kidd. I'm a third generation minister, international best-selling author of 40 books and counting. Over the course of the last 40 years in business, I've had the wonderful opportunity of working with everything from doctors, lawyers, multi-billionaires, nurses, but also startup companies, stay-at-home moms, people who were in the very beginning stages of, I don't even really totally know what I'm going to do, all the way to people who have been doing it for literally decades, getting it done, running Fortune 500 companies, doing the things that for so many people seem impossible. And here is the universal truth between all of them. Yes, you. And that is that the only way, the only time that you can truly feel visible is when you show up. We want so badly, I do too, I wish it existed, so badly for there to be some kind of magical formula, some kind of wacky, crazy, viral thing that you can do that just mystically and magically creates this visibility thing for you. But the truth of the matter is that visibility is a byproduct of you doing the work, of you simply showing up as the you that is you and doing the things that only you can do, focused in on just being able to reach and help somebody, not everybody, just somebody, just someone that you can do something to help them out. It's so important that we really truly understand how powerful that is. Unfortunately, and there is that whole concept, and Willie and I probably even talked about it yesterday about fear, false evidence appearing real. And it's easy to give into that fear, okay? But most of us, the real block isn't really that overwhelming fear. It's actually the delay. It's about waiting to feel safe. It's about waiting for permission. It's about all of the things that keep us in safety versus inaction. You see, and I've told eagle stories before, and I'm not going to do the whole story today. But if you think about it, the eagle, Billy, glad to have you here with us. The eagle lives up on high, it soars up at the highest height. But each one of those amazing times to get to soar up above the cliffs and the mountains and zoom and flip around and all those kind of things, each moment starts when they step away from the safety, when they leap off of the side of the cliff and spread their wings and allow the wind to catch them. Because they've learned that that's how those wings work. And that's how they can manipulate the updrafts and the downdrafts. It's interesting because an airplane, which is not a bird, it's a mechanical bird, if you will. Airplanes experience turbulence, and there's even been, you've seen it on TV or movies if you haven't experienced it in real life, where, the plane can even just do a, drop and sometimes pretty abrupt, and can lose some considerable altitude just instantaneously. That doesn't happen to birds. The eagle doesn't worry about turbulence. It doesn't feel the juddering or the unexplainable drop. It knows how to be able to smell the breeze, how to be able to move. But that only comes when they step out from the safety. You see, we are always talking about clarity, consistency, and connection. And yes, you need to clearly know who you are and what you do. But clarity is a byproduct of expressing yourself. Wesley, glad to have you here with us. Um, Goblevania, glad to hear you. Uh, and, you know, clarity comes from doing. The more you do a thing, the clearer you are on how to do the thing. That's why doctors are practicing medicine. That's why if you had to have a major surgery, something really, really, scary kind of a surgery, what you want is the doctor that can come in and say, oh yeah, I've done tons of these. Here's, exactly what to expect. It's that kind of a situation. Clarity comes when we step out, not from the safety of our little cubbies, even from the safety of sitting in a perch up on the lofty mountain peaks. Clarity comes from the jump, from the speak, from the saying the thing and doing the thing. Then is when we get very, very clear. Because your message finds shape through service. It's so important, and that's why I kept bringing it up yesterday, that we just reach the people, and more specifically, the person that we're meant to reach. Talk to somebody specific. Give them a specific solution for their specific situation. Doing that makes such a difference. One person being reached and their life being changed by your truth, by your message, by you speaking. That's how momentum begins. That's how momentum is created. It's how it begins, and it's also how it continues. You do something like, for example, because, I work with authors. You write your book. That's great. If the book sits, in your computer in a digital document and you never put it out, doesn't help you or anybody else. Nobody's going to, break into your house, steal your computer just to be able to read your book. But when you publish it, that's a step. And then by continuing to have it out there and do it over and over and over again and share it, that's where the difference is made. We need to shift from wanting, wishing, hoping, and dreaming to living in the authority, to move from, man, I hope somebody likes this, to who needs this today? Who is this for? A real leader, a truly visible leader, they step out. They say the thing boldly. Whether you talk about something, huge. Like I always think of Dr. Martin Luther King's talk, the I Have a Dream speech. And he had given many, many, many other talks before then. But he could have succumbed to the fear at any point. He had threats on his life. He had people telling him to shut up. There were probably even people that were in dissonance with what he was saying during that iconic I Have a Dream speech. And there have been a lot of people that have taken and morphed that and used it in not the ways that it was originally intended. But it landed. It made a difference. It was the medicine, if you will, for somebody, for so many people that were hurting, just by simply showing up and doing the thing. You have a book, you have a message, you have a story that somebody needs. Somebody's waiting on you. When you're ready to say, I'm ready to use my voice, not for me, but for the person I meant to serve, that's when you're ready to take your next step. And when you take that step, clarity is going to follow. Because your voice isn't meant to impress the crowd, it's meant to reach the one person who needs it today. And the moment you stop waiting to be ready is the moment your message finally starts working. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so glad that you and I got to spend a little bit of time here again today. I appreciate who you are and all that you do. We'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be talking again about your clarity and your visibility and connecting and all those kind of things. But until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.